Good morning, everyone. Sorry I couldn't operate my mouse. Oh gosh, I need more room here. Hold on, let me get to my live chat. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Let's see who's in here. Charlie Girl says, Melanie Christina, Cheryl Lynn, Sunny Side Up, Cheryl T, Lisa 54, Colleen. See if I can scroll here. Natalie D, good to see you. Samara, Jack's mom, Misty Walker, Drama, must remain on the stage. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Mike. Good morning. I about missed you. Happy New Year. Oh, I hope everyone had a good New Year's Eve and a new crap, I can't talk. A good New Year's and all that good stuff. I am so tired this morning, y'all. I just cannot get going. Anyways, before we get started, this morning we're going to talk about the West brothers, what we know so far. And also we're going to read the statement that the adopted family put out. Is the audio messed up? Go out and then come back in. There shouldn't be no feedback. I got my bedroom door open, so nothing should be blocking the signal. If the audio is messed up, tell me real quick. Cece, did you get my email? No, I've not got your email. I have not been in my email, but I will check it. Let me make a note. I need a bigger desk. This new big folder I've got is taking up all my room. Check email. I will check it. So we're going to talk about, like I said, the West brothers, the family statement, the adopted family statement. I'm going to read that to you guys. Also, there was a beautiful Texas Army drill sergeant found shot to death. We're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about a pastor in Texas that was shot Sunday morning. He actually had a gun on him. And the guy still shot him. Let me just get organized here. But first, I want to tell y'all what happened to me. Let me get a picture of this heater I've got. So Mark and I have these propane heaters. It's these big propane tanks. I'm going to show y'all a picture. And anyways, he got the tanks refilled the other day. And I got up and lit mine the other night. Let me just screen share so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Hey, I'm lucky to be sitting here, guys. It's a wonder if y'all aren't reading about me and Mark and the dogs being blowed up. For real. So I got up and lit mine in the middle of the night, the other night. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I got back up and turned it back off because this awful feeling come all over me. And I just kept thinking, these are dangerous. These are dangerous. So I cut my heater off. The next morning, as soon as Mark was awake, I went in there and I asked him, I was like, are these heaters really safe? Because I've got this awful feeling. And, he reassured me and all this and that they were safe. Then later on, he went to light his heater. It wouldn't light correctly. Anyhow, somehow, this part on top that connects to the cylinder there, it wasn't screwed on properly. You can't see it, but it's there at the back. It's a God's wonder if he didn't blow us up. I'm telling you. Anyways, he come back to me when he found this out, discovered it. And he's like, that's so weird. He's like, you was going on and on about those heaters being safe. And he said, somehow that come unscrewed. And he told me, he's like, you can't be knocking into them and stuff. I said, I haven't touched that damn thing. I don't know how it come loose. But anyhow, it's a God's wonder I'm even sitting here. Because y'all know sometimes I sneak and smoke in the house. I'm not going to lie. Anyways, it wasn't screwed on there correctly. Yes, I don't think those things are safe. We've got two of them. There's one in the master bedroom, and then the one I was in that picture is in there sitting in the living room. It's like I knew something was wrong, guys. I just could not get that out of my head. And when something bothers me, I go on and on about it. That's just my personality. And I was going on and on about it. And I just kept telling him, I just don't trust those heaters. I just had this awful feeling. ATC, it's a good thing that I was going on and on about it. Anyways, he discovered it wouldn't light and then discovered it wasn't screwed on there correctly. I don't like lighting them anyways. You got to turn the propane on, the tank, and then there's this red button that's connected to the heater part at the top. You got to push that in, and you got to hold it in, and you got to light it. And when you light it, it kind of throws flames out. But you got to keep holding that red button in just for a few minutes, even after it's lit. It's scary. Hey, Mike, good to see you. I think I said hi to you earlier, though. Yeah, I'm glad we're okay. Something just, I don't know, when I lit that heater that night, Smokey was laying in front of it, and I just kept thinking, God, wouldn't that be awful if that heater blowed up and one of us in front of it? I just kept thinking that. Okay, let me get to my screen share because I'm going to share a statement with y'all. I'm going to quit talking about myself. I just wanted to share that with y'all because I always go with your gut feeling, guys. Something was telling me something was wrong with that heater. I didn't know something was wrong with the heater, but I was just so worried about them not being safe because we don't have a heat pump. And we've been putting off installing a heat pump because we want to sell this place and buy a small house. My mobile home is nice. You know, this bedroom needs to be redone, repainted, new door and stuff, but it's pretty nice, but we just want a house, something bigger. Okay. So I can't see the chat for just a minute. So the West brothers, Orson, age 3, Orrin, age 4, have been missing since December 21st. I think they allegedly disappeared, according to the adopted parents, around dark time. It was getting ready to get dark. So I know here it gets dark about 5:30, so somewhere about that time. Now, the adoptive parents, Trezell and Jacqueline West, say that Trezell was outside gathering wood. He opened the gate, forgot to close it. The boys were outside allegedly playing with chalk. The boys wandered out of the gate. When he discovered that they were gone, he went in the house, couldn't find the boys inside the house, so then he started driving around the neighborhood, asking neighbors if they had seen them, yelling their name. Then he called 911 when he couldn't find them in the neighborhood. Now, Jacqueline West was allegedly inside wrapping presents. They adopted the kids in 2019. They started fostering them in 2018. Now, they executed search warrants on December 29th, and they seized the family van. Now, I think that is a new van. That's what I heard. They also started digging up the backyard. They brought canine dogs in, which could not pick up a scent of the boys. Now, the biological mom, Ryan Dean, she thinks that they have did something to her children. She's been out there searching. Now, the family is not living at the home at this time. They're staying elsewhere because they have been allegedly getting death threats. People have been throwing rocks at the home. There's been attempted break-ins. Now, they have looked in the desert that surrounds the house. Let me pull up some pictures here before we read this family statement. I took some screenshots. Hold on just a minute. Because I didn't want to play this guy's video. Let me go screen share here. Ah, crap. Screen share it. Okay. So here is what it looks like right beside of the family's home. There's just a bunch of desert surrounding it. Off in the distance, you can see some mountains. Look how far away that is. Now, they were out there searching Saturday. I'm sure they searched yesterday. I know Saturday, they searched like 5 miles of this. Now, this is rugged, rough terrain here. Just look at all the bushes and stuff. There's tons of snake holes around, they said. And something interesting, they found a gift bag and it was addressed to Orson. Now, there was a similar gift bag left outside the home where people are leaving the candles and stuffed animals and all that. Somebody had dropped off gift bags for Orrin and Orson. And they found Orson's gift bag, and I have a picture of what the gift bag looks like, in this desert somewhere. And I think they also found a knife. Now, there could be a simple explanation of how that gift bag got there. Some mean kid could have done it, or an animal could have carried it off, a dog, a raccoon, or something, or it could have been blown off. Who knows? But allegedly there was a gift inside. Just look how rough that terrain is. 2 little kids, aged 3 and 4, are not going to wander off into this desert, this scary desert. And you got to remember, it was getting dark, allegedly, when they disappeared. I'm just not buying that story. Now, the neighbors claim that they have never seen these boys. One article I read said the neighbors said they hadn't seen the boys since the family moved in September. Another article I read said the neighbors said they had never seen the boys. Okay, let me get this other one. I'm going to show y'all what the gift bag looked like. I don't think this has anything to do with their disappearance, this gift bag being drug off or blown off. Okay, so that's what the other gift bag looked like. It looked just like this one, and it had Orson's name written on it. Okay, let me see if I took any more screenshots. No, that's the only 2 I took. Oh, right here's a better one, I guess. Let me open this one up. Okay. Look at that terrain. It is rough and rugged and full of snakes and coyotes and probably mountain lions. Now, I tell you, if I don't see any trees around, but I was going to say, if there's raccoons around, a raccoon could have drug off that gift bag, because I have raccoons on my porch all the time, and they will drag stuff off. I've had them drag my shoes off before I've left on the porch. No joke. I just don't see a lot of trees there, and raccoons, they're up in trees, not like 95% of the time. But anyways, a dog could have drug it off anything. Okay. Let me look at the chat before we read this statement. From what I've heard, a lot of people were questioning if they bought them anything for Christmas, because that would help determine how long they were missing. Exactly. I have a feeling, of course I could be wrong, but I have a feeling these kids have been gone for a long time. I would love to know if they have questioned the other 4 children that lived at the home. I've heard that they were all boys. I don't know if that's true, but 2 are biological and 2 are adoptive. Damn, I didn't bring my cigarettes back here. Pity the adoptive parents wore masks in their interviews. Makes it hard to read their body language. But you know what? He acted weird even though he had a mask on. He was holding his arms crossed, kind of holding himself, just like Chris Watts did in his first news interview. That's very, very alarming to me. And she was standing there beside of him. She wasn't looking at him while he was talking, but she was standing there beside of him, shaking her head at everything he said as to back him up. Cece, I heard the adoptive parents change the boy's name. I heard that too. You know what? If they did that, I think that's a bunch of bullcrap. Something I heard is people are coming at the biological mother, threatening her, saying things to her. Hey, it's irrelevant right now why those boys were in foster care and got adopted to begin with. That is irrelevant right now. What is relevant is the boys are missing, and those two weirdos were the last ones to see them, Jacqueline and Trezell. Of course, I'm interested in knowing why they were in foster care, but I don't think it's really that important right now. Now, in this statement that the adopted family issued, they do say something about it. Something interesting about this statement is they do not say the boy's name, Orrin and Orson. They don't say their names until right at the end of this statement. They just keep calling them the boys. Now, that might not be weird to some people, but it's weird to me. Guys, can you guys hold on for 1 second? Let me run to the kitchen real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry, I left my cigarettes in there, and I feel like I'm going to need one. Okay. So let's read this statement they just put out. Fix my mic. The past 2 weeks have been a true nightmare. On Monday, December 21st, our youngest two grandchildren, nephews, cousins were reported missing by their parents in California City. Our extended family, all who live hundreds and thousands of miles away from California City, were notified and immediately were engaged with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, California City Police Department, and Bakersfield City Police Department. Sorry, guys, I'm out of breath. My breathing's so bad. Our priority is to find out where the boys are and their safe return. The truth has to and will come to light. There are also 4 other children affected that our family is working overtime to protect and shield from this nightmare. We have engaged with a team of private investigators and are proactively supporting the official investigation. Look at those 2 cuties. We were and are still in shock, worried, heartbroken, and fully cooperating with the authorities, which included hours of interviews and questioning. Within less than 12 hours of the boys' initial disappearance, it should be noted that the 2 brothers are the youngest of 4 adopted siblings and share 2 older siblings who are the biological children of their adoptive parents. That is 6 children in total who are our primary focus. This is a weird statement. The boys and their siblings joined our family legally last year when the parental rights of their birth mother were taken away by the state of California, and the birth fathers collectively gave up their parental rights. From day one, when the boys and their siblings came into our lives through emergency foster care, our number one priority was to embrace them and treat them as our own. When the approval to adopt was granted last year, we were ecstatic that they would have a permanent home. We will not disparage or bash the biological family of the boys, but it should be noted that they were placed into the system for various reasons and were adopted as a result. We are sure the pain and anger we feel is also felt by the biological family, and our hearts go out to them. There have been speculation and theories as to why the extended family are not physically leading the volunteer search efforts on the ground in California City, and why we have avoided the press. Those theories do not reflect that in less than 24 hours of the disappearance of the boys, our extended family started receiving threats of physical violence, including death threats. Family members who live thousands of miles away have also received these same threats. We were advised appropriately to avoid public spaces and crowds, given the immediacy and intensity of these threats. In fact, the boys' home has been pelted with rocks, windows have been broken, and vandals have attempted to break in. While we understand the anger and frustration felt by so many, this type of response has complicated our ability to lean in fully and has distracted from the actual search. All threats have been taken seriously by the FBI and local law enforcement. Our priority is to find out where our boys are and their safe return. The truth has to and will come to light. Did I already read that? No, I guess not. There's also 4 other children affected that our family is working overtime to protect and shield from this nightmare. We thank those who are standing in the gap by searching as volunteers and fully support all law enforcement agencies in fully investigating all possible scenarios and leaving no stone unturned. For those who have attacked us, wish us harm, and ill will, we will continue to pray for you and ask that you direct your energy on helping the actual search. Direct your energy on helping the search. If anyone has any information that can lead to the location of Orrin and Orson and unpack what has happened, please contact the following agencies. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, LA Field Office, 310-477-6565. California City PD, 760-373-8606. Bakersfield PD, 661-327-7111. Hey, there ain't no death threats going to stop me from looking for my child. If I had to arm myself, if people was threatening me, and I knew I hadn't done anything wrong, I'd be out there searching armed. I'd be packing heat. Something's not right with this statement. Notice how they don't mention the boy's name, even when they start off here with the statement. On Monday, December 21st, our youngest 2 grandchildren, nephews, cousins, were reported missing by their parents. They don't say the kids' names until like way down here. The only time they call them by name, it says, if you have any information that can lead to the location of Orrin and Orson. They call them the boys. Now, that may be nothing, but I think it's weird that they didn't call them by their name in the statement. I mean, the title of it's got their name in it, Find Our Missing Boys, but during the statement's what I'm talking about. Okay, now I got to get to my chat. They will keep others in their prayers. Also, pray for those boys. Better still, stop praying and start looking. Exactly. Hey, Vicky. Good morning. Sonia. Sapphire. Good morning. Thanks for the package, girl. Loved it. Actually, I'm going to be using my makeup sponge today. Distance and language. That's what I was kind of thinking this morning, Sonia. They're avoiding saying the boys' names. That was very alarming. And like I said, it's alarming to me. It may be nothing, but I thought that was weird. I just watched about this on Jenna's. Oh, is she talking about it? I didn't know that. Misty says, the statement has a lot of deflection to me. They are talking a lot about themselves and not about finding the boy. That's what I was thinking too, Misty. Natalie, that is such a rude statement. They threw all the bio parents under the bus in their statement. Who does that? Yeah, they said, we're not going to bash the biological parents, and then went on to do so tried to do it in a polite manner, in a sneaky manner, I should say. Because they went on to say, oh, well, they were in the system for numerous reasons. No crap. We know they were in the system for a reason. But, I just don't really think that's relevant at the moment. A lot of people are coming at the biological mom like, well, what were they doing in the system to begin with? Look, people make mistakes. I'm sure she's living with that guilt right now. You know what I mean? Are they twins? No. No, they're almost twins, though. They're ages 3 and 4. Me and my oldest brother, we're real close in age, too. We're like 11. I think it's like 11 months apart. People always thought we were twins. Hey, 100% Pure Love. Happy New Year. Hope you had a good weekend. Don't y'all think these people were awful young to be having 6 kids? 4 of those adopted? Well, I kind of thought they were young, too, to be having that many kids. But there's a lot of people that are young and just have one kid right after another. If you can take care of them, there's nothing wrong with that, I don't suppose. Kids are awesome. But they did seem like awful young to have 2 biological kids and 4 adoptive kids. I see you're on it. Yes. Yeah, we're following these West brothers. I had to fill my hubby in on this case this morning. Because I told him, I made him go get me, I didn't make him. I told him I needed some note paper the other day. So he came in with this binder. And this morning I was telling him about this case. That's what I really wanted all this paper and stuff for, so I can keep track of everything and be more organized. Anyways, I've shown him their picture, and he was talking about how cute they are. He's got a grandbaby. It's almost 3. And I was like, can you imagine if that was their little Ronan? And someone just told us, hey, he disappeared, went out a gate and disappeared. He was like, hell no, I couldn't imagine that. Let's see. Just to me, if you don't got nothing to hide, you'd go out there and search anyways, regardless of getting some death threats. People run their mouth on social media. I think you're making yourself look more guilty by not going out there and helping search for these boys that you claim that you love so much, that you adopted and brought into your family. Hey, the police are out there helping search. They're not going to let anyone do anything to you. It's a freaking excuse, y'all. It's an excuse. Any excuse so they don't have to go out there. They're not out there helping search because they know those boys aren't there. They know they're not going to find those boys there. I saw yesterday they were searching somewhere in Bakersfield, too, by an apartment complex. Now, the reward has went up to, there's $25,000 reward total now. There's been 3 different businesses donate to this. I think 3 or 4. The last guy that put $5,000 up, his name is Brian Murphy. He owns like a pools and spa business, Murphy's Pool and Spa Business. Now, I would like to know if this Trezell West has any criminal history. Probably not. If they were allowed to adopt children, they probably don't have a criminal history. Hey, but look at Chris Watts. He didn't have a criminal history either. They near a boatyard or water. I saw somewhere yesterday they were searching and they were talking about a canal. Now, I don't think that was near the family's home. I could be mistaken. Yes, the biological mom, she was out there searching. She sure was, and she was upset. Can you imagine how she's feeling right now? The guilt of stuff? My heart goes out to her. I'm not judging her. Because, like I said, I think that's irrelevant right now why they were in foster care. What's relevant is that they're missing, and we need to find out where they're at. I think it's a good possibility those boys were gone before the family moved to that home in September. Christmas was coming up. This is just my theory. Christmas was coming up. People, family, and friends would probably be visiting, bringing gifts for them, wanting to see them. So they had no choice but to report them missing. That's what I think. So that's why they reported them missing on the 21st. I could be wrong. Is it a possibility they got out? Some pedophile was coming by and snatched them? That's a possibility, but I don't think that's what happened. But anything's possible. I've been praying that they find the boys safe and that I'm wrong. But I have a bad feeling. The first time I read about this case, the awfulest feeling just washed all over my body. Panic, dread, sadness. Unfortunately, Colleen, a lot of foster parents are horrible people, and there's a lot that's good, though. There's good and bad biological parents, too. But there are a lot of kids that are in the system that are abused. They're took from their homes from being abused or neglected and put into these foster homes that abuse them. It's messed up. It really is. Law enforcement has been going door to door in the neighborhood. Hopefully they can find some sort of footage or proof of the boys to help with the timeline. Yeah, I heard they were trying to get, footage from the neighbors, doorbell cams, and, security footage. Z Storage, Ola, where the hell you been? I'm just kidding. I always say that to people I've not seen in a while. Where the hell you been? I think they sold those kids to profit off them with the complicity of the social workers that used to have the case. You know what's bullcrap? Hey, that's possibility. They could have sold the kids. Anything's possible. I think after these kids are adopted and stuff, the CPS social workers don't check in with them anymore. I think that's wrong. Of course, these abusers are not going to start abusing these kids until they're in the clear, until, they know no more social workers are going to come around. The spirit has crossed over. So sad. I think that these boys are gone. I don't think they're on this earth anymore. I really don't. I hope I'm wrong. I think it's a terribly overloaded system. Yeah, look at the AJ Friend case. People reported them to the CPS over and over. The CPS would come to the home and say, oh, it was unfounded. Their asses got fired after AJ's murder, fired and charged because those kids, AJ and his sibling, should have been took from the home first CPS visit. Actually, AJ was took when he was first born because he had drugs in his system. 2 years later, they gave AJ back to Joanne Cunningham. And she and Andrew Friend Sr. abused him for years until they murdered him. That house was like a pigsty. Hell, hogs wouldn't live in a house like that. It was awful, guys. There was dog poop everywhere, clothes piled up, dirty dishes, garbage. Sick. Adoptive parents also knew bio mom was interested in staying involved. At least she was interested in staying on in their lives. Yeah, and she was probably going to want to bring gifts and stuff. I'm just wondering if they did, what's that called, like an open adoption? It like an open adoption to where like the biological parents can like see the kid like so many times a year. whatever, they decide. I'm just wondering if they did that or what. Now, I think I read that the biological mom hadn't seen them since they were adopted in 2019. I don't feel like they're going to be found either, Sonia, and it's just sad. It's heartbreaking. I got a feeling that these little boys was being abused. I want to know if the FBI has interviewed the other children in the home. They probably have if the kids are old enough to be interviewed. Something else, when I was reading their statement that went through my mind, they said when the boys first went missing, they give the police like so many hours, in interviews and stuff. Hey, you should still be giving them interviews. You should be trying to do anything you can to help locate these 2 little boys safe and sound. I don't care if you got to sit there 10 damn days giving an interview. You do what you got to do to help them. I want to know if they've hooked them up to a lie detector test, polygraph. I know those are not always accurate, but a lot of the times they are. Hey, Will. Sorry I'm late. I was on Linda K's stream. Oh, that's okay. I saw she was live, and I was going to click on it, but I didn't have time because I had mine live stream set up. I like Linda. The biggest problem is the staff turnover. In just over a year, it's common to go through several caseworkers. No intimate bond trust with child. No sense of what is normal. Once the FBI take over, cops are generally out of it. Yeah. I'm just wondering if they brought in cadaver dogs. Now, I know they had scent dogs there. And I know someone from the community actually had their big bloodhound there. I don't know if that was a trained dog. Now, I do know that they said that canines did not pick up a scent of the boys in the backyard. That's very alarming right there, that a dog could not pick up a scent of those boys. If they had been in that backyard, the dog should have been able to find their scent. Certainly, if newer photos were on the adoptive parents' phones, surely law enforcement would update the boys' photos on the missing flyer. That's shocking if they don't have recent photos. Hey, I thought it was pretty shocking that they started digging up the backyard almost automatically. I mean, it was a few days, but you know what I mean. Like, they were back there breaking up concrete with jackhammers and everything. Why? What made them think they were buried in that backyard? That's what I'm wondering. Now, they said they haven't named a suspect. That don't mean that they don't got suspects. That don't mean the 2 adoptive parents aren't their suspects. They're just not naming them. And well, it was an open adoption. The biological mother would have had access to the children. That's what I was thinking, Cheryl T. That's what I was thinking an open adoption was. I watched Teen Mom. What was that couple on there? Tyler, I don't know. But there was a couple on Teen Mom. They did an open adoption. It's their first kid they put up for adoption. Anyways, they get to see that little girl like once a year. That was the agreement. They can see her once a year. 100% pure. CC, the neighbors got them on camera putting them in a van. When? Let me make a note of this. Jesus, my binder's too big, y'all. I'm going to have to get me a bigger desk. I'm going to have to find out about the neighbors saw them putting them in a van. Now, I heard that was a new van. They had traded the old van in. If that is true, I'm sure law enforcement has probably tracked down that old van and is going through it. See if they can find any evidence. CSI is probably going through it, putting it in van. Let me just make a note of this. Sapphire, I love the neighbor cams catching bad guys one at a time. If I ever move and get me a little house, I'm going to get me a doorbell cam. It wouldn't hurt to have one right now, but I kind of want to wait till I move and get situated. You seen it on another channel last night? Hell, I didn't know he had a lower leg fracture. Who has a leg fracture? This OrsonWest? Let me write that down. I wonder, do you remember what day they said that they were spotted putting the kids in the van? Let me go find it. Okay, go find it. See if you can get us a link. We'll check that out. It was just one of the boys. I wonder if it was Orrin or Orson or another kid, though. This sounds more and more like the adoptive parents have done something to them. I think so, too. Be interested to know if there was any Christmas gifts in that house for those kids. Let me write that down. When I have thoughts, sometimes I just have to write them down. Christmas gifts, question mark. I have a Ring doorbell, and we caught a dude trying to get a rocking chair off our front porch. Oh, my goodness, really? Thank God nobody can get up on my porch without my dogs alerting, and I'm usually always home. Hey, nobody's going to get past Ladybug and Smokey. Ladybug will bite you. She will. She'll bite you over me. How and when did the leg get broken? Hey, that's a good question. Let me write that down. We need to find these things out. Oh, yeah, guys. I want to give y'all a heads up. We're going to be doing a live stream on Crystal Rogers' disappearance. She disappeared about 5 years ago from Bardstown, Kentucky. We're probably going to be doing that Friday. So, if you want to read up on her, I'm going to be real organized about this live stream, too, so I'm not all over the place. Now I got my big notebook. I can keep up with things all in one place now. It's a crime channel. Okay, well, that's all right. We'll find out where it's at. I'm sure somebody else seen that, too, and they'll be telling me about it. Anyhow, what else was I going to talk about this morning? Oh, a beautiful soldier from Texas. Another beautiful soldier. Dead. Shot dead. They found her in her car. She was on holiday break. Wait, before I move on, there's something about Orrin and Orson. Searchers scour around adoptive parents' previous home. So people's been looking around the previous home. I guess that's why they were outside of, around Bakersfield, searching around that apartment complex. Let me see what this says before we move on. Volunteers in California are searching around an apartment complex where 2 missing boys previously lived with their adoptive parents, hoping to find any clues that help lead to their whereabouts. Bakersfield Now reports that Trezell and Jacqueline West had previously lived with their 6 children, including the missing boys, Orson and Orrin West, at the Casa Loma apartment, something like that, in Bakersfield. In September, the family moved to a home in California City. On December 21st, they reported Orrin and Orson, ages 3 and 4, missing from their home. California City PD officers spoke with every neighbor in the area at the family's new home, yet none of them have seen the young boys. Community members are now concerned that there could be clues at the West's previous residence. It don't matter how well they cleaned up. If there's any blood inside that previous residence, investigator CSI will find it with luminol. We're trying to cover the grounds to help give law enforcement that may be short-handed a hand, the search party coordinator, Sarah Williamson told the outlet, "Hope is never lost. No, never lost." Okay. So they were last seen December 21st around 5:45 p.m. So it was dark outside. I know at 5:30 here it's dark out here. Okay. That's just going on to say what his statement said. He left the gate open. Okay, that's all it's saying. I knew they were searching near Bakersfield somewhere. I didn't know it was where they previously lived. I knew it was around an apartment complex. Okay. Let me find this next thing here. Well, I'll keep y'all updated. If y'all hear anything, shoot me a message. I'm hoping there's a break in this case today. If not today, this week. Let me see. Let me get this girl's picture shared. This girl that was found shot to death. What is her name? Jessica Mitchell, 30 years old. She was a staff sergeant. She was off duty. It says she was on a holiday leave from her post as a dental specialist at the U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence on Joint Base San Antonio, Fort Sam. That's in Houston. She leaves behind a 10-year-old son. It says a 30-year-old Army drill sergeant on holiday leave was found fatally shot in her car on Interstate 10 in San Antonio early Friday morning. Staff Sergeant Jessica Mitchell was taken to University Hospital in San Antonio, where she was pronounced dead at about 3 a.m. The San Antonio Police Department responded to what they initially thought was an abandoned car shortly after 2 a.m. Friday, only to find multiple bullet holes on the driver's side door and window of the white Dodge Challenger. Officers opened the vehicle door and checked for a pulse on the victim, who appeared to have been struck multiple times. This was a hit. Someone had it out for her. The highway was shut down for the investigation. Mitchell was on holiday leave from her post as a dental specialist at the U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence on Joint Base San Antonio, Fort Sam, Houston, the base said. The Army's Criminal Investigation Division and San Antonio Police are conducting the investigation. Mayo Mitchell, the sergeant's father, told News 4 San Antonio he was proud that his daughter was the 5th generation of the family to serve in the military. "I told all my children, I want you to do better than what I have done," Mayo Mitchell said. "She and my children have so far, and she wanted to be the best that she can be in her military career, but that was cut short." Francesca Toby, Jessica's childhood friend, said her friend has left behind a 10-year-old son. "She was a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she had a son, and he's without his mom, and I just want to give my prayers to her family, to her son's father," Toby said. Mitchell's family has asked that anyone who may have seen anything to contact police. The Mitchell family urges anyone who may have seen something to call police. Oh, they just repeated themselves. It must be a typo. "We heard there was no witnesses," her sister Ashley said, "but it's a highway. Someone had to see something." Let's go back up and look at her picture. Look how pretty she is. She's just one of those women that's naturally pretty. She don't even look like she has that much makeup on. In this picture, actually, it don't look like she has on any. And she is just so beautiful. Can imagine her with her hair down, fixed up, how pretty she was. What is going on in Texas with all these different soldiers ending up dead? All these women soldiers. I wonder if she had any problems with anybody that she worked with, that was in the Army with her. Wonder if she had filed any complaints, she's been sexually harassed or what. Because she was targeted, that's for sure. Hey, Mama Bear, morning. Who saw the kids? It sounds like only the parents are saying they saw the kids. Neighbor haven't, which is, yeah, nobody saw them. Nobody in that neighborhood saw them. Now, it was said in the chat earlier that one of the neighbors saw him putting one of the boys in the vans. But we don't know if that's true yet. It may be. 100% Pure Mitchell, that's my last name. All military family. Oh, really? You may be related to this family then. 5 generations, I believe, of that family had served in the military. It's so sad that someone shot her multiple times. I'm wondering if she was still married to her son's father, or if they were divorced, if she was dating someone else. She could have been seeing someone, and one of their exes could have been jealous of her, or anything. Anything's possible at this time. We'll just have to keep following it. I'll give y'all an update if I hear anything. Prayers for her family. So sad. It's so bizarre. All these soldiers, yeah. What was the other lady's name? Crap. I can't think of her name. But it happened in Texas. She was killed. Aaron Robinson is the suspect's name. Damn, I can't think of the victim. Anyhow, he was sexually harassing her. She was going to tell on him. He killed her in the armory room. Then got his ugly girlfriend to help him dispose of the body. Crap, my mind went blank. Cannot think of her name. I know her name just the same as I know my own, and cannot think of it. Yeah, she could have been pregnant, and her boyfriend did it. Heard of a lot of cases like that. I heard of this one case where this man set it up to make it look like his pregnant girlfriend had been killed by gang members in a drive-by. And really, he was the drive-by shooter. We, unfortunately, live in a world where nobody respects anyone anymore. Truly sad. Yeah, a lot of people don't respect human life. They don't respect any life. Animals' lives, human life. Gillen. Thank you, Will. Her last name was Gillen. Gosh, I can't think of her name. Her first name. I'm going to have to move on because that's going to drive me crazy because I can't think of her name. We talked about it like a million times. What else was I going to tell you about? Oh, yeah, there was a pastor in Texas that was killed. He was armed, too. I think his wife, she got out of the church, but she fell and broke her shoulder. There was someone else that was shot, too. Let me see. Right here. Cops use OnStar to shut down vehicle. So, evidently, it's going to play something. Hold on. Let me get everything fixed up here. I guess this pastor had went to open up the church. This happened early Sunday morning. I'm going to read it to y'all. Cops use OnStar to shut down vehicle driven by suspect who killed Texas pastor in his church. A 62-year-old Methodist pastor was shot and killed in East Texas Sunday morning when he confronted a fugitive hiding in his church after a police chase. So there was a police chase. The suspect gets away and he hides inside of this church. That's what happened. Mark Allen McWilliams was armed when he found 21-year-old Maitrez Woolen in the Starville Methodist Church bathroom shortly after 9 a.m. McWilliams drew his weapon and ordered Woolen onto the floor, but he became distracted, Smith said, and the suspect lunged at him and was able to take the firearm out of his hands. Woolen shot and killed McWilliams and fired towards at least 2 other people who were inside the church, one of whom was struck in the back and shoulders as he tried to run from the suspect. He underwent surgery in a hospital and is expected to survive. The pastor's wife, Rosemary McWilliams, fell while fleeing the gunman and injured a shoulder. The suspect ran outside the church and stole a 2018 GMC pickup truck, of which Smith said was equipped with OnStar. Police used the in-vehicle security system to track the truck and move police vehicles in front of the fleeing suspect. Once they had officers both in front of him and behind him, Smith said, we had OnStar shut the vehicle down. Woolen was taken into custody in neighboring Harrison County, further east. Because he was found to have a gunshot wound, Smith said it was more like a burn than a through-and-through shot. Woolen was taken for treatment to a Tyler hospital before being transported to Smith County. Although police don't yet know when precisely he received the wound, it was before he was taken into custody. Smith told reporters that police had been looking for Woolen since earlier Saturday afternoon, when he was the suspect in a drive-by shooting in Marshall. I don't think he even knew the person he shot, the sheriff said. It's unclear if he ever knew the people in the house he shot at. It appears all to be random. About 2 hours later, Lindale police received a report of someone in a dark-colored Volkswagen Jetta, initially reported to be a Beetle, displaying a shotgun through the sunroof. Before the Lindale officer could arrive on the scene, a Smith County deputy saw the Jetta in a convenience store parking lot. The deputy attempted a traffic stop, but the Jetta sped away, leaving deputies and the Department of Public Safety troopers on a high-speed chase over several roads, including Interstate 20. He left the interstate and headed towards Starville, and as he neared the church, a donut spare he'd been driving on blew out, and the Jetta veered into the yard of a home next to the church and was rammed by the trooper's cruiser. Woolen fled the vehicle, leaving the shotgun behind. Deputies spent several hours searching for him using dogs and drones, at one point finding a shoe or boot belonging to the suspect outside their perimeter. Officers finally left the area at about 2 a.m., but kept watch over the roads. Sometime between 2 and 9 a.m., Smith said, the suspect came back, broke a window, and entered the church. Smith would not discuss Woolen's prior criminal record except to say he was known to law enforcement. He did not say if Woolen had admitted to the shooting, but said he is making statements that we need to pursue this investigation. The sheriff also said the Jetta Woolen was initially driving was of unknown provenance or something. The plates were from another vehicle, and it originated in Illinois. It said it was registered in Illinois 2 years ago. Earlier in the day, Smith told the Dallas Morning News that officers recovered a weapon as well as the stolen truck. Also, he said that the church was not targeted and that services were not taking place at the time of the shooting. The church happened to be in the location he could get into and take refuge, the sheriff said. Orinn has been charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of capital murder. His bail has been set at $3.5 million. Hey, when you commit murder in a church, you're going to hell. You're going to split hell wide open. Look at him, all smiles in his mugshot. That's really something to smile about, killing an innocent preacher, killing someone in a church, an innocent person. What in the hell's wrong with people? Hey, Kim Brandage, Mel, Happy New Year. Good night. Thanks for stopping in. Probably late there, isn't it? There was another church shooting maybe about a year ago. The boy was accepted into the church, even shot and killed a woman in the park. Oh, I remember that, Never Lose Hope. That was in Texas, too. There was a church, the whole church was full that day. Weren't there kids in the church and everything that were killed? Another brother, what in tarnation is going on? I don't know. It seems like that he wrecked near that church and just so happened he could get in there easy. So that's why, he was in there. Now the sheriff refused to answer, like questions when they were asking him, like, hey, didn't you search that church? He didn't want to answer questions about that. He's like, oh, it was locked up. We didn't think he was in there. I don't think they searched too good. I can't believe the dogs didn't track him to that church, which, according to what I read, they're saying that after police searched and couldn't find him, then he came back and broke into the church. That's what they're saying. How old was the preacher? 62, I believe. 62 years old. Oh, I'm dropping everything. Yeah, 62 years old. And he, messed my mic up. He actually had a gun. He had a gun on him. He drew the gun on the suspect. The suspect was hiding in the church bathroom. Somehow he became distracted, and the suspect got the gun away from him and shot him. He was probably checking to see if everybody else was okay or something. And he caught him off guard and took the gun. Cece, is that a Yorkie you're holding? We have one. Yes, that's my Yorkie, Chloe. I don't know if you've been in here in a while, Kim, but Chloe, she's my little Yorkie, and she's been real sick. She's got congestive heart failure. She's doing better now. She's on medicine. She seems to be, she's still got heart failure, of course, but she seems to be doing better. Let me go back up through my chat. See what Red Room's saying. What is going on in Texas, especially Houston, Dallas, Fort Hood? I don't know, girl. That's what I'm saying, too. What is going on in Texas and in Florida? It's all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on in Florida, too. Mel, I was sorry to hear about being there. Prayers, hon. It's sad to hear about her passing. I always liked being there. She was a firecracker. Bless her heart. I know. It's so sad. Okay, what else was I going to tell you about? Here I see something. Level 2 endangered child advisory issued for missing 11-year-old girl. But she looks older than 11. Are they having her funeral, Mel, this week, or have they already done it? She was a pain in the bum sometimes, but I loved her. And we all can be a pain in the butt sometimes, can't we? I know I'm a pain in the butt. Mark says it all the time. Yeah, Friday. Will you be able to attend that? I don't know. I never did really know how far away from each other y'all was. Let me get back over to my chat before I read this so I can see. It's true. She even knew it. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're all pains in the butts. Be watching through cam. Yeah, hide that loser. You look older than 50cc. Says the person with a fake name and no profile picture. Get out of here, you loser. Don't be jealous. Jealousy is an ugly feature. I mean, you must feel bad about yourself. So you try to come in here and say something to me that you think's going to hurt my feelings. Newsflash. It don't hurt my feelings because I don't know you. So that means I don't respect you. But I can tell you one thing. You would have to be a loser to go in somebody's chat and insult them. Especially somebody that's nice to everybody. Go insult somebody that's nice. I mean, that says a lot about you. I'm sorry you're feeling bad about yourself and you're a loser and you're just one of those people that has to insult somebody to make yourself feel better. Sad. I'm going to pray for you, weirdo. So I don't have a lot of haters, so it's pretty easy to figure out who's who doing what. Okay. Let's see. Level 2 endangered child advisory issued for missing 11-year-old girl. So she's missing from Louisiana. The state police issued a level 2 endangered missing child advisory on Monday in connection with the 11-year-old girl. Emma Carter Ezel was reported missing from a home off of Shoemaker Road. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can say this name. Talula, something like that. Emma is described as a white female who stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing around 130 pounds. She has brown blonde hair and blue eyes. Emma was last seen wearing gray and black leggings, a Carhartt pullover, a hoodie, and a Fila brand shoes. I wonder if she has a history of running away. Anyone with information on Emma's whereabouts should contact the sheriff's office at 318-574-1831. She's a pretty girl. She looks older than 11, doesn't she? Crap, she looks older than my son, and he just turned 14. Okay, let me get back over to my chat. Sorry, guys. I got mad at that troll. I get mad because they come in here and interrupt and insulting somebody trying to make their own loser weirdo self feel better about themselves. I'm sorry that you must think I'm pretty and that intimidates you. I mean, I can't help it. Weirdos. Yeah, that little girl, she definitely looks older than 11. I mean, she looks like she's about 15 or 16 years old to me. For real. I hope they find her. I'm going to write her name down so that I can keep up with it. Hey, Southern Mom. Hey, they're weirdo. It takes a real weirdo just to come in out of the blue and insult somebody about their looks when they don't even got a freaking picture up there. They're feeling bad about themselves, so they try to hurt my feelings to make themselves feel better because they're weirdos, losers. Check Discord. Okay, let me get in here because I'm getting ready to get off here. I got to catch up on the Joe Exotic live stream they did last night. Let me check the Discord here. Oh, I saw that. Red Rum. Let me see if I can pull that up. I just saw an article about that. 15-year-old caught on camera beats mom to death. I don't got a screen share. It don't show a picture or nothing. So I know. Let's read that. A 15-year-old Texas boy has been charged with beating his mother to death. McKinney police said they were called to a home around 1 a.m. by the boy's father and found the mother, 50-year-old Stacy Ellen Barney, dead. The boy, who has not been identified, had fled the home and was found in the area by searching officers. He has been charged with murder. Police said the home's surveillance camera captured the boy beating his mother. Our hearts go out to the victim's family during this extremely difficult time, McKinney police said in a statement. Police have not provided any further details about the incident, including what led to the beating. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this stream already has enough weirdos. Exactly. We don't need another one in here, especially if there ain't no sense in being rude to people. I'm telling you, just people kill me. Like, that shows that they're unstable people when they have to insult someone else, like out of the blue, to make themselves feel better. It's because they're really ugly, mean-spirited. So sick. What the fuck is wrong with people? I don't know what's wrong with people. People are weirdos. Like, I never knew there were so many weirdos in the world till I got on social media. Really. Yeah, they're very unhappy. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to take time out of my day to go insult somebody just because I don't like them and I'm jealous of them. CC is effing gorgeous. So just wow. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Natalie. Hey, I'm not saying I'm pretty or nothing, but I'm just saying they must be jealous or something because, like, they're like, oh, you look older than 50. Like, I'm not even 50. Like, I'll be 41 on the 23rd. Like, you know, people's weird. I'm not going to waste my breath. I'd like to say some mean things, but I'm not. I just wanted them to know that, hey, they got an ugly soul about them. Nobody cares about you, weirdos. Get a life. Go bother somebody else. Hey, Toxic, you're late. Let me get you a late slip here. I've not handed out late slips in a while. Well, I saw that they was going to go live last night, Neverly's Hope, and my Wi-Fi went out and cable, the wind was blowing. I laid on the couch and fell asleep. Oh, let's use our other cute emojis. We need to change them up. Damn, Irish twins is what me and my brother is. Same birth month, same day, 2 weeks apart. Oh, really? Oh, thank you, Will. I'm always down on myself. I need to quit doing that. That's going to be one of my resolutions. Don't always put yourself down. And I worry too much. I'm going to try not to worry too much. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I'll tell you what makes me mad, not what they said to me, to come in here and distract my stream like that. That's what makes me mad. People are losers. Mom Dukes was getting it in. What's my email? Okay, let me put it in here. Crap, I got the caps lock on. Oh, thank you, Charlie Girl says. Y'all are awesome, too. Hey, every now and then you're going to get a weirdo in. We usually don't, but today we did. Yeah, just send me an email. I'm going to get in there. I've got a note to check my emails because I'm bad at that. I'll be in there here in a little bit. About an hour or so. I'm going to get off here and get some things done while I got stinking Mark out of the house. You can't get nothing done when he's around. I'll be trying to sweep and he's running in and out of the house. You know, you just can't get anything done when the house is full. Yeah, 100% pure love. Just shoot me an email. Well, yeah, toxic, you missed it. We had someone that said that. Says, dang, CC, you look older than 50. Really? Really? Says the person without the picture. Really? Freaking weirdo. And let me tell you something, you weirdo. To all the weirdos that go for people's looks, beauty comes from the inside. True beauty comes from the inside. You can be the most beautiful person on the outside, but if you've got an ugly heart, it makes you ugly. It makes your appearance ugly. For the record. And for the record, that didn't hurt my feelings. What makes me mad is a weirdo to come in here. Anyhow, it's all the attention they're getting. Natalie says, preach. Yeah, beauty comes from the inside, true beauty. To be truly beautiful, you must be beautiful on the inside. Hey, Paper One. No, I didn't say just because you didn't, people that don't have pictures. I'm saying this person is a weirdo to come in here and criticize my looks when they don't even have a picture on their profile. That's what I meant. I understand a lot of people don't want to use profile pictures. That's all right. But don't be coming and criticizing me when you don't even got a picture up. That's what I meant. So y'all don't take that the wrong way. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go get some things done around here. I've got a mess in my kitchen. Hey, Mariah. Am I saying that right? Mariah. Reminds me of Mariah Carey. She says, amen. People's weird on here. They're just rude. That's all it is. It's no big deal. Anyways, guys, y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for your support. I will see y'all in the morning. Same time, same place. Be safe, be kind, and peace.